Hello guys, welcome to C4C Code for Change. Let's get started.
Hey guys, now we are going to deal about the JVM architecture. So if you have seen my previous video, you may have seen that this dot class file is converted into machine code because of the JVM. So how this is going to be done? Now let us see here. So this is about the whole structure of the JVM. So here, so what we are doing is we are moving dot class file to JVM. So here this is a class file. Now, so these are the several parts that are available in the JVM. So first, this class file is loaded into class loader system. So basically what this class loader will do is, so it will load the dot class file from hard disk to the memory location. So that is nothing but you can say your system RAM. So what it will do, so it will just load the dot class file into your memory file, sorry, memory location from hard disk to RAM. Now again it is going to verify this dot class file code. Okay, so what it will do, it will move from hard disk to memory, sorry, hard disk to RAM, and it will verify this code. So if it is wrong, it will do nothing. So it will show some errors and it will come out of the JVM. So if it is right, then it is going to allocate some memory for this whatever the variables or methods available in this dot class file. So for the allocation of memory, there are in the memory block there are 5 types of memories. So that is method area, heap, Java stacks, PC registers, and native stack methods. So these are the five memory areas in the JVM. So for this, the first one is method area. Okay, so in this method area what we are going to store is, so whatever the methods or the class or the static methods or the static variables whatever are there, so these are going to store in the method area. So see here, so I will open another one. So see here, these are variables and these are the methods. So these are going to store in the method area. Okay, so basically whatever we written inside the class and along with the class, so okay, these are stored in the method area. So whatever here we are storing is class. So within the class are methods comma variables. Okay, so here we are storing this in method area. So coming to the heap area, so what we are going to store here is, we are going to store related to the objects. Okay, so objects are going to be created in the heap memory. So coming to the Java stacks, so here in the method area we are storing these classes and methods. So these are executed in the Java stacks. Okay, so this will be the link available between these two. So here the methods will be executed. So I will just discuss PC registers later. So after that, so there is a memory block called native method stacks. So here in the Java program, there is a flexibility to write like C program and C++ programs. So here these C and C++ programs are executed in this method stacks, that is native method stacks. So like Java stacks, it is executing the Java program. Here it is executing the C and other languages programs. So how it is executing these programs? So because, so see here it will come to here and here it will go to the native method libraries. That is, so there are some libraries that Javas of people had created and attached it to JVM. So these native method libraries, so this is some RAM, just think like that. So this is some RAM and here we have written some code. According to that code, so it will bring some libraries to this native method interface. Okay, so we will write hash include stdio.h for printing and scanning. So here hash include and hash stdio.h are not predefined in this one. So here it is defined and it will bring that header files to here, that is native method interface. Now it will use that native method interface and it will execute it. Okay, so this is about native method starts. And here, so this is, so wait a minute, so this is execution engine. So this whole thing is called execution thing. So in this there are two things, one is interpreter and is JIT compiler. JIT is nothing but just in time compiler. So these are the two compilers we can say. So interpreter is one type of compiler and JIT compiler is another type of compiler. So what is the basically difference between these two is, so interpreter compiler will convert line by line, that is single line it is going to compile, but here JIT compiler will convert so within the loop of statements. So whenever we are going to use loop, so this compiler will run. Okay, so now, so PC registers is left over. So see here. Okay, so now we are using the class file. So then for class loader system with all using this, we have converted into machine code. Okay, so now microprocessor has to look somewhere to use this machine code. So where it will look? It will look into the PC registers. Okay, so that is the use of PC register. That is the address of this, so byte code, so machine code. Sorry, the address of this machine code is available in the PC registers, and microprocessor will see these PC registers every time because the machine code is changing each and every millisecond. We can say that. So first some line is executed and it is converted into machine code and it will be stored in the some variable. Those addresses will be stored into the PC registers, and again it is going to change every time. So these PC registers will be storing the addresses. So microprocessor will come and see every second, that is every millisecond. Okay, as fast as possible it will see these PC registers and work out that code. Okay, this is about the JVM architecture. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you like my video, hit the like button and also share my video with your friends. For future videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below.